So this video was taken my first time walking Hunter on a leash, and as you can see, he's really distracted by everything, all the sights and smells outside, pulling, walking in front of me, trying to eat stuff off the ground, really just not engaged with me in any way, and really kind of having no awareness that I'm trying to communicate to him on the leash whatsoever, and really just not paying any attention. This video with Hunter was taken after his first 10-minute introductory session to the prong collar, and you can already see a huge difference from the first video. Obviously still a ways to go here as he's only had one session, but you can see he's already really responding to me on the other end of the leash and listening and more aware that I'm even trying to communicate with him. And even with cars going by, he's checking in with me a bit more, which he definitely wasn't doing before whatsoever. This video is just showing you guys what that 10-minute introductory session to the prong collar looks like. So after I get the dog properly fitted to the prong, all I'm doing is teaching the dog the concept of leash pressure. So whereas before, every time Hunter felt that pressure of the leash pulling backwards, his instinct was to pull in the opposite direction, which is a normal thing for dogs to do, is just to pull against the pressure. So what I'm doing is I'm reconditioning that. So every time he goes to pull in the opposite direction, I'm giving a slight pressure on the leash, and as soon as he turns his head to go towards the pressure, so come towards me, I'm marking with yes and giving him a treat. I'm also giving a big release on the leash. So on top of the yes and the treat, he's getting a big release on the collar. So where the collar is constricting when he's going to pull in the opposite direction, he's getting a big release and it's loosening back up to its full size. So this is why the collar is really important for teaching the concept of leash pressure, because it gives them two forms of communication. So they're feeling that tactile pressure of the leash, of the collar, constricting as they go to pull away, and it's releasing as they turn back, and they're getting that big reward of the yes marker and the treat. So all he did was continue to do this for about 10 minutes until he had a solid understanding of what that pressure felt like and what he needs to be doing. So he's learning, okay, every time I feel that pressure, I just turn into it, the pressure's going to go away, and I'm going to get a treat. So it's really just teaching him the way to get away from feeling this pressure is to turn towards the pressure instead of trying to pull away from it. So we just continued this for 10 minutes. So every time I took him for a walk after this, I'd start out the first couple minutes kind of running through this again and just reminding him every time he feels that pressure to turn into it. So then we'd set out on our walk, and if he started to get a little ahead, I would do a quick turnaround using the same technique of giving him a little pressure, and as soon as he turned towards the pressure, I'd release, give him a treat. So you are rewarding with treats at this stage of the training, and you're going to have to remind your dog probably every time you go out for a walk for the first couple times what that concept of leash pressure is, and then you can set out on your walk. If they start to get a little ahead or distracted on your walk, do a couple turnarounds, do a couple sits. So we were also working on the auto sit, which is just when I pull up on the leash, he needs to sit down. You can also help them by pushing down on their butt at that point.